Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you're well. So today we are going to draw some oranges. This is a time lapse of me showing the drawing of the fruit in coloured pencil, and I'm quite excited to share this one because I'm generally very critical of my work, but I quite like how this one turned out. So grab a snack, get comfy, and let's chat while I work through this. First things first, I'm starting with a watercolour base. Now, I am no watercolourist by any means, and what I'm using here is a cheap set of watercolours I picked up at my local range store, and I'm not doing anything fancy at all. To be honest, I don't think I'm capable of doing anything fancy with watercolour. I'm literally just using them to put down a very quick base. And the reason I've started doing this recently is, do you ever start an art project and feel completely daunted by the blank page or the blank canvas? Well, I'm someone that frequently does, so that's why I've started experimenting by slapping down a bit of watercolour first. I'm not putting in any detail, I'm just blocking in the general colours. Once the watercolour is in, you need to allow time for it to dry, and then once it's dried, that's when I grab my coloured pencils. I absolutely love coloured pencils. I love not only the vibrant colours, but one of the main reasons I love them is the fact you can control them, much more than I can control paint anyway. I don't have a set in stone process. I'm more just a go where I'm pulled and go with the flow. However, if I were to go with a process, it is to start with my darkest colours first, to map in the shadows and the darkest parts, and then work my way through the colours out to the lightest. This is another project. You might have watched the apple video and the rose video. This one is the third project where I just wanted to sit down, grab a drink, and complete the drawing in one sitting. I'm trying my very hardest not to be too controlled and to be a little bit freer. It feels kind of messy and a little bit alien, but I am getting there. What I absolutely love is to build up the layers to create the depth and also the glow of the juicy fruit. Now, if you're a coloured pencil artist, you'll know that coloured pencil is a very slow medium. However, this is another practice piece for me, so I'm not going to be putting down hundreds of layers. So instead of hundreds of very, very light layers, I'm not using a hard pressure, but I am not using the lightest of pressure, shall we say, because I only want to put down a few layers to get this picture done. Now, in terms of a reference photo, what I did for this one was grab some oranges that I had in my kitchen. Then I popped out to the garden and cut some leaves off a pear tree that we've got. Grabbed a torch from the garage, and then I got my partner to shine the torch on the fruit to give the oranges some fabulous shadows and reflections. And I do try my hardest to get the reflections in my drawing, but that's the one bit I am critical of, in that I don't know how successful I was, but I will let you be the judge of that. I feel as though I needed to add the leaves from the garden to provide another colour apart from orange and to help balance everything and make the drawing complete. The green against all that orange, I feel, just pops. And when it comes to the brightest highlights and the specks of light, you'll see me later on use a Posca pen to put the really bright whites in to get the shine from the juiciness of. And it's just a case of to keep putting enough layers and colour and saturation down until you're happy with a piece. So for instance, the darkest part of the orange would have been a bit of red, dark cadmium orange, working down to the yellows, to the creams, and then once I've put all those colours in, then I'll just go back and repeat the process until I've got the saturation that I'm happy with. When I took the photo of the oranges, they were placed on a shiny white plate, and you could see the reflection of them on the base of the plate. I'm trying my very hardest here to add that reflection in, but to be honest, I do feel it looks a little kind of weird, but hey, I've started putting it in. Once you start something, you're committed to it, so I just kept on going. However a picture turns out, the good, the bad, for me it's just still so satisfying when you realise that when you started the project, you started with a completely blank piece of paper, and then every mark on this sheet of paper here, I did. And to me that feels kind of good, so the effort is so worth it. And we're just about coming up to the end now, so there you have it, a coloured pencil drawing of oranges from my kitchen with leaves from the pear tree in the garden. Honestly, had so much fun drawing this one, and I hope you enjoyed watching it come together. Do let me know what you think in the comments, and if you have any questions or tips, do ask or share. I'm always happy to chat art stuff. Thank you so much for hanging with me today, and don't forget to like, subscribe and all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next video.